become best friends. Yep.
Bartender, 2 more beers, please. You're listening to Bros Before Does. Your hosts, Josh Larson and Joe Chapman. Presented by Primitive Patriot Outdoors.
I'm gonna kick you in the ass.
Come get some, bro. You mess with the flock.
You get the Glock.
What's going on, bro?
Just another day in the outdoors.
What's going on? This is Primitive Patriot Josh. We got Smoking Joe here as well. Welcome to the second episode of Bros Before Does. Joe, dude, we're in Colorado right now. Dude, what did you think, man?
Dude, absolutely amazing hunting up here. Amazing. I've never got to see the views that you've brought me to, and to where it hit me emotionally the way it has. Like, I mean, shit, you experienced me crying on an emotional level you've never seen me at before, you know? I mean,
that's my spot, man. Like, everybody I take up here, I got to take to that particular spot because, man, it just takes your breath away, dude. Not the fact that it's 12,000 feet up, but it just takes your breath away. Period.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, we've been out here for about 5 days now. The elk hunting has not been easy. So far, we've seen 3 bulls. You talk to other people that's been up here camping, they haven't seen anything. So, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm going off experience here and instinct because it's so hot up here. It's in the 80s. And the elk ain't bugling. You know, they're not answering to calls. They're not answering to cow calls. They're just locked up right now, dude. It's just been rough.
Oh, it's 80 during the days, but let me tell you what, at night, we've been freezing, that's for sure. Good thing we went and bought that little space heater, got a good generator running.
Yeah.
We'd be freezing to death, dude.
Yeah. So pretty much what we're going to cover on this podcast is different tips of elk hunting, how to prepare for like a do-it-yourself elk hunt. I mean, this is my 5th year doing it, and, you know, I've gotten 1 bull. 2 years ago, I almost had a bull. I just didn't have a clean shot on him, and I'm not going to take a shot if I know it's not going to be a clean kill shot. I'm not taking a shot. That's just me as an ethical hunter and an outdoorsman. 2 nights ago, man, we had a bull right in with us, man. 127 yards.
Amazing. That was my what was that 3rd experience of the wildlife.
Yeah.
And the mule deer, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen more mule deer this year than I have in any other trip that I've been on when we've been up here. And I mean, I've been seeing some big bucks. I didn't get a mule deer tag this year, you know. I applied for it, just didn't get it, so I got a preference point. But, you know, pretty much, man, like what we want to, you know, tell all of our listeners out there, like, if you're going to do it a do-yourself elk hunt, there's a lot of things that go into it. So, from the get-go, you apply for your tag, or if you're going to get, you know, some states have over-the-counter tags and stuff like that, like Colorado. You can get an over-the-counter elk tag for rifle season. I prefer archery or muzzleloader season because usually this time of the year, the bulls are usually, not this year round, but most of the time they're respondent to your bugles, your challenge bugles, cow calls. They're more talkative. It's been so hot up here, they're just quiet. It's stupid, man. Like, it's rough. It's really rough. So you basically got to go off of what you know, which brings me to one of my 1 tips. And you'll hear me say this over and over and over again throughout, like, our TV show, our podcast. Just focus on key areas within your area. For example, it's like, you know, we're hunting here in Colorado. Unit 74 is huge. There's 2 parts to Unit 74. You got San Juan County and Silverton County. Each of those parts of the Unit 74 is 151,000 acres.
It's enormous up here.
So you're looking at 300,000 plus acres of just Unit 74.
Like, literally, we got on top of a hillside, and Josh goes, "Yo, bro, look at this. We're allowed to hunt all of that plus the other side that you already saw." I said, "What?" He pulled that up on the map, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, there's really that much property up here that we're allowed to free roam and hunt."
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing up here, the views.
But you'll never see all of that area.
No.
So that's why I say, when you get to an area, You know, it might, if you're going to do it yourself, it's going to take you maybe a year or two to learn certain areas. And definitely talking with the locals helps. They give you some tips and advice on where key areas are.
I've learned so much.
Like,
I've learned so much lately. Oh my goodness.
You know, like my spot. If you go up to my spot and you rip around the freaking cliff, there's a good spot. There's 2 wallows there. They're always fresh. They've always been hitting. So that's an area I like to hit. We didn't see signs of elk there this year. I didn't see any fresh rubs. Didn't see anything. So it was kind of discouraging. So we hit another key area that I'm very familiar with. It's where I shot my bull 3 years ago. And
slow down for this little opening right here.
Oh yeah, we got a little opening here. So right now we're driving back to town. We're gonna take some showers. We've been up here 5 days, so we're still scouting while we're driving.
Yeah, it takes 30 minutes from camp just to get to the main road down
Just
the bottom
the main
of the hill.
road, you know, because it's so. I mean, we're in the backwoods, you know. We're in the backwoods.
That was, dude, like literally though, like this ain't backwoods. Once we got back that far distance, when we went over that far meadow, now that's backwoods.
That's backwoods. That's
or
backwoods.
up in that high country you took me to, and you said be careful because there's a lot of cats up here, and we did see a cat while we were up there.
Yep. Oh yeah. So like key areas, like, you know, we hit where I shot my elk. Boom, saw our second bull up there. But that dude was on a mission. He wasn't stopping. He was coming down the mountain, full draw, just flying. We had no chance to prep, no chance to get an arrow ready. You know, he was just gone. So that we hit our third key area, which is the meadows. It's an area that I've known for a long time. It's a motherfucker to get back there, though.
Wow.
It's an hour and 20-minute drive because the road's so rough. But once you get back there, it's worth it. Now, like, Joe is getting mad at me because we're hiking and hiking and hiking, and it's starting to get dark.
Let me remind you, I got a bad leg as it is with a bummed out femur bone, and it's like I can only do so much, and then it's getting dark. My nerves are already high as it is.
Yeah, because, you know, we're in cat country. The vehicle that's parked next to us back there is a biologist and a researcher for cats in this area. And he's in the same area that we're hunting, so we're like, shit, we know there's cats here. But we get to the meadows, man, and as soon as we break the tree line, I stop. I'm like, dude, there's already elk out here. We saw 2 cows, and I said, you know, I had this instinct. I was like, you know, I've been up here several times. I know that there's a bull on his way out. And 10 minutes later, here he came with more cows, 2 more calves, and here he came just strutting his stuff, rubbing his antlers up on the pines, you know.
That was nice. That was nice.
If you don't know the information of key areas to hit, you're not going to find elk like that. It's just a random thing at this time. Us, you know, me being 5 years out here, I've known these key areas. I know where the water sources are. I know where the aspens are, the bedding areas, the foods. So when these elk aren't, you know, making noise, they're not answering to calls, you got to go off your instincts and what you've learned. So focusing on key areas is like my main tip. If you're going to do it, do it yourself elk hunt. You know, don't go to Utah and then Montana and then Wyoming and Colorado and Arizona and hunt all these different places because, you know, statistics say only 10% of elk hunters are successful. I've gotten 1 in the past 5 years, and it's hard. But I've had opportunities to shoot them more. It's just getting the perfect shot and stuff like that. So I'm always going to hound, focus on key areas, learn it. You know, right now I'm focusing on areas that I haven't learned from my key areas though. Like I've never went on the back side of the meadows yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. That's just my preference. You know, I want to learn, okay, you know, I might find a water source back there that we didn't know before. So another thing out here, if you're going to do it yourself elk hunting, make sure you are in shape and prepared to be hiking this high country, man.
Fuck
it is
you.
rough on your body,
Fuck
your body.
you.
Joe's saying,
I'm gonna
fuck
kick
you.
your ass. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Hey, motherfucker, I'm older than you, and let me tell you what, rodeos kicked my ass back in the day.
I'm 33, you're 37, 38.
Right. I got a few more on you, kid.
You do. But like, you know, back home, you know, Joe's like, oh, dude, I can arm wrestle you and beat you. Yup, cool. Let me get back up in the Colorado woods and you see if you can out-hike me.
I was going to say, at home, I'm the badass, but out here, this kid's got me beat when it comes to climbing all over these hills like this. Let me tell you what.
Yep. And that's just what I've, you know, that's what I prep my body for, is these long, week-long hunts. You know, you got to have endurance, you got to have energy, you got to prep.
Speaking of long hunts, by the way, I went in an extra belt notch when I put these jeans in. I'm like, oh shit.
You're losing some weight out here, man.
Oh boy, am I.
So, you know, that's huge to be prepared, to have your body mentally and physically prepared for this. Because, I mean, you're out here. You know, there's times where it's dead silent.
It bothers you after a while, it does.
You know, you're lost in your thoughts, you know.
Yes,
like when you're sitting out here in the woods, there ain't a sound. You are as far away from society as you can possibly get.
Yeah, you don't even hear.
We love it. We love it, dude.
You don't even hear vehicles or nothing. You don't hear nothing. Like you're walking through the woods, you don't see remains of no garbage, no humans, no nothing.
It'd be nice to hear a freaking elk bugle.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
But they ain't saying shit.
Come on, what you doing here?
What are you guys doing here?
Fuck out of the way. We're trying to go take a shower here.
They're from Florida.
Oh, geez.
Wow, what a drive that must have been.
Oh, it's like from us coming from New York out here.
That's true.
Hey, Floridians.
They look Amish.
Better go back home. It's going to snow up in this motherfucker soon.
So
Utah actually just got hit with snow.
yeah, Utah did just get slammed with snow. So maybe, I don't know,
barometer
man.
needs
It's
to
so
change.
freaking hot here. It's 89 degrees. That's up in the hills.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, like I say, prepare your body. Like, make sure you're hydrated up here because, dude, you might get lost. You know, with technology today, you have Onyx Hunt or handheld GPSs and stuff like that.
Onyx don't always work up here, and we already know that.
If you have Onyx Hunt and you're going to hunt backcountry like we are, definitely make sure you download an area that you're going to hunt and you save it to your offline maps. That way, that area that you're hunting, you can go like, all right, this is where I'm tracking at. So you can actually see key terrain features.
If you lose service, obviously, yes.
So, so like let's just go right straight from the beginning. You're gonna look, you know, if you don't know where you want to hunt, do some research. Okay, find states that you might try to get it. You know, find states that have tags. Obviously, Wyoming, it's a lot harder to get a tag than it is Colorado. So, and then just go and like Hunt and Fool magazine. Subscribe to Hunt and Fool magazine and find what areas have a higher percentage of success rate. And then that's when you go, okay, like this area here looks good, apply for a tag. You get it, now you're ahead of the game. So spend time, if you have the time, not let me, hunting people, a lot of people in this day and age don't have the time. If you have the time to come out here before season and scout out, that'd be awesome. Us, we don't, but it's taken me a few years of coming out here hunting to learn this area. So then boom. Main tip, know your area. Be in shape. Your third tip, practice at home before you come out here. Learn how to bugle. Learn how to cow call. Watch instructional videos. Watch Elk 101 on YouTube. Learn how they're calling in elk.
Is that why when you bugle, they run away like they did the other night?
Hey,
no, I'm just messing with you.
Right now, they aren't answering for nothing. It's too hot. The way I'm thinking right now is these elk...
They're just hot and miserable.
Yep, these bulls don't want to fight. They want to relax. It's so hot out. They come out to the field, they eat. They're going to lay down in a shady area. You challenge them, they're just going to leave. They don't want to deal with it. That's just what I've seen this year, man.
What the fuck is that, a footbridge?
Yes, there's a little footbridge over there.
Oh, no shit.
That's for the mountain bikers.
All right.
So, it's just, some years it's like this. I've had years where, man, they didn't shut up the whole time. And then this year they ain't making a noise. So, it's elk hunting, man. It's hunting in general. You're not guaranteed an animal. Even hiring outfitters, they might not get you that animal. It takes a lot of time, a lot of preparation, knowing your areas, knowing how to hunt, like getting into it. It's going to take you a year or two to learn and get really into elk hunting.
Holy fuck, this is like goddamn Murder, She Wrote, not Joe Rogan, for fuck's sakes. How about the brother ripping out of the truck on a black bear today and almost landed that motherfucker?
That was nuts. So Joe's got a black bear tag here. And
that was close. Dude.
We're driving down the road to go to one of our areas to hunt. And he's like, stop! So I hit the truck. I'm like, dude, what, elk? He grabs the freaking release. He grabs his bow. And he's like, dude, bear, man. Oh, my God. It was
I wouldn't even
intense.
let you get... He's like, wait, I'm getting the camera. I'm like, fuck you. I'm getting the bear. And I started moving to the woods.
Yep.
Oh,
Joe was
man.
hopping over boulders the size of a freaking house. Just And he got up on it, but man, it just wouldn't give him a good shot. It just took off and went over a boulder. And
nah, if I would have, instead of looking over the rock again to see if he was there and just drawn and then peeking up with the bow, I probably would have got it. Man, I regret that right there because I just wasn't on point with it, and I should have been. But like, shit, I mean, I'm surprised I had that chance because, bro, you know how long I've been wanting my bear rug, bro.
Yep.
That, oh man.
And these are the moments that build you as an outdoorsman.
Oh, it is.
You know, learning from a mistake, like you know, a couple of years ago, I had that huge bull and right in front of me, I couldn't see his head, so I couldn't, like, you know, out here you got to have a legal bull. You know, his head was behind a pine tree. All I could see was like the mid body back, and it was a huge body. But I've also seen big spikes. So, you know, could I have shot with my muzzleloader at that? Yes. Would I have been able to hit a vital? Possibly. I didn't take the shot. I feel good about not taking the shot, but I also regret not trying to move into a position to shoot him. I just stayed where I was. If I would have like moved 5 feet to the left, I would have had a clear shot of his vitals. And those are the moments that you're going to remember until you correct that. And that's what builds you as an outdoorsman, a better outdoorsman. You always got to be willing to accept a mistake or accept that.
Oh yeah,
it didn't happen the way you wanted it. You could what if all day.
The stars were almost aligned, but just not quite.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all there is to it. Bottom line, man.
Yep.
Like just like the other night when that big elk. What the hell? I mean, the stars were almost aligned, but not quite right there.
And like, how many times did I what if myself on the way out of there?
Dude,
you know, what if I would have moved up into the tree line and
then you start beating your ass up for it, man, like mentally.
You know, what if I would have waited 20 minutes? Would he have came across the field?
Yep.
You know, sitting there for 30 minutes and he's not doing anything. What if I waited 20 more minutes instead of trying to challenge him with a bugle? It just, you know, there's so many different scenarios that you just rewind through your head.
Yeah.
What if I did this? What
then
if
you
I
start
did
getting frustrated. Yep.
Yep.
I know I was there for a little bit. You seen that? I was like, man, I'm telling you, if I would have just done that a little bit different, I could have had that bear. It was right there. I could taste it. I couldn't get it. Oh well.
It's just hunting, you know, and that's what, you know, it helps you push yourself to be better. You know, now you've been in that situation.
Right.
You get into that situation again, you know how to do it.
Of course, it was spur of the moment, out the truck door and in the woods too. I mean, it's now or never, man.
Yep.
That's why I didn't even wait for you with the camera. I say it's now or never. I'm getting it.
No, like, and that's the shitty part about trying to run a TV show is you want to try to get the kill shot on camera. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna sacrifice the tag to get it on camera.
Nope.
If I can't get on camera, I'm still gonna shoot that animal.
Yes. Yes.
You know, $800 for an elk tag. You bet believe, if you can't get it on camera, I'm still popping that shot if I got a clean shot at it. That's just the way you got. You know, we're not rich, so you know I can't afford 4 or 5 elk hunts a year. I can only afford this one. So, you know, that's just the thing. You also got, you know, make sure you have enough money if you're going to come out here. Prep for everything. Like we've already had one situation already. We had to go.
No, someone's coming up through. Don't pass it.
Is it? Are they coming up through?
I think there's someone coming up through.
I don't know
That's
what
why
he's waiting. I'm not waiting. I don't know. He's got a big truck and trailer. They're probably sightseeing. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's just sitting there. Oh, we got a line of traffic behind us too.
Uh-huh.
What was I just saying? Oh, money. You know, our way out here, we had some vehicle trouble. We had to buy brakes, rotors, and galloper. So make sure you always plan ahead for these situations too. My brother he bashes me all the time. Man, you carry so much shit. Well, I carry a first aid kit. I carry a gun. You are legally allowed to carry a firearm out here, a pistol, if you have a legal pistol permit in your state and you are actively engaged in the act of hunting out here. You are legally allowed to carry your pistol. I can't take it to town and stuff like that as a concealed carry, but I'm allowed to at least carry it while I'm in the act of hunting. But you got to prep for all those moments. Like I prep, if I break my leg and I'm stuck out there, you know, I have enough gear to get me through a couple days. And these are the things that you got to realize that these woods are unforgiving. They don't give a shit who you are.
This bitch is like Lake Erie when we go fishing, dude.
Yeah, you got to prep for everything. Like you literally got to go, okay, if I get attacked by an animal, I have a tourniquet. if a freaking mountain lion comes at me and now my arm's all sliced open or something like that, or a bear, you never know.
Well, I seen one of them the other day too.
So it's like, dude, you gotta prep for everything. That's why I have like 80 pounds of gear on me. I just prep for everything. You know, extra battery packs to charge my phone, so if I have to get into a spot where I need service or something like that, or walkie-talkies. There's a lot of prep involved in these big long hunts like this. It's not, you know, sometimes people usually go to hunting camp over there for whitetail for a week. This is different, man. Like, you were in the back country. There ain't any resources pretty much. You got to know where there's water in case something happens. If you run out of water and you need to get water and hydrate yourself, know where there's water.
No, yesterday when you took me way out in the back country, dude, I knew I was way the hell out there, man.
And then another tip, learn how to read maps. That's already saved my life once out here my first year. You know, you might have a phone.
Can't always rely on it out here.
You can't rely on a phone. Handheld GPS, maybe. What happens if the battery dies? Cold air is going to drain your batteries.
Done.
What happens if you drop it? It falls out of your pack. You rip your pack and you drop it. You don't know. Always learn how to read maps. Carry a map with you. Like, I got a map of this area, and I already have where my camp's marked at. So that way, if I have to navigate, I know where I'm going. These woods are unforgiving, so you got to prep. Man, this road is nasty.
It's gotten real bad since yesterday.
Yeah, it has. Yes, it has.
Rough as hell.
Good God. So, you know, you guys get the gist of like where we're going with this. You know, we're focusing on elk on this podcast because that's where we're at right now. We're in Colorado. We're elk hunting.
Wait a couple weeks, it'll be whitetail in the Northeast.
Yep.
Not even a couple weeks. No, yeah, a couple weeks.
Yep. October 1st, man, I'm going to be bow hunting like crazy.
No, actually, we'll be having a podcast over our fishing tournament. We got one of them coming up.
We got one fishing tournament coming up.
Chautauqua Lake.
Yep. It's my cousin Dylan's tournament, Hooked on Fishing. He runs that. Small walleye tournament. We'll be bringing out our bass boat, not our big 30-foot boat. And that's a different tournament. That's just jigging, not trolling. You can troll, but it's not easy. But,
watch this right here, though.
Here, that's a big bump.
Never know, like this section right here.
But, you know, there's a lot of things that you want to, you know, like getting back into the elk hunting. So, let's say now you guys are out here. You know, you got your tag, you're in your area. Okay, how are you going to locate these elk? So here you go. Learn the thermals. What time of day does the thermals change? You know, when that sun starts coming up and heating down the air in the valley, that cold air is going to come up. Those elk want to be up higher so that they can smell anything coming up toward them. If they got to leave the area, they're going to smell that. So you always want to play the thermals, try to beat the elk. Yeah, this road is nasty.
It's gotten way worse.
It has. They need to grade it here soon. That's probably what that vehicle back there is doing, is grading it. So how do you locate elk? Well, if they're not bugling, now you got to go off of knowledge. Okay, aspens. Aspens are a key source for food. Why? They let a little bit more light in, so there's greener grass, more luscious, fuller grass in groups of aspen trees. So, huge thing. Elk love aspens. Try to find meadows. If you're using your map or your hunting app, look for meadows. At night, they try to feed in the meadows, and they'll bed down. Try to find bedding areas. From what I've known in 5 years, I've learned that if you can find a bench on the side of a mountain, those elk like to lay on that bench. Why? That way they can smell or see anything coming up. And that way they have a good escape route. You know, elk are not a predator. They are prey. So, look for benches. As you hunt your area more and more, year to year, you'll start learning where those areas are. Look for signs, look for rubs, look for fresh poop, look for wallows. If you don't know what a wallow is like a mud hole. So what these big elk will do, these big bulls, they'll find this wallow, this big muddy area, and they'll roll around in it and they'll piss on themselves. And they'll create a stench. That's like their cologne to cows. So, try to find those wallows and see if they've been fresh. If they're fresh, more than likely that wallow is going to keep getting hit. There's a bull that likes that area. He's going to keep going back to his wallow. It's like his house. That's his shower. He's gonna freaking go in there, roll around in the mud, piss all over himself, make that stench. That's what makes him more attractive to gals. So that's another thing to look for when you're looking for elk. You know, are you going to target a satellite bull, or are you going to target the herd bull? Those are different things you want to look for. Satellite bulls, they're usually smaller, younger bulls, you know, just starting to look up for a herd. They'll be single. They might be in with a couple of ones. They're satellites. You know, you want a herd. The herd bulls are the ones that are fighting satellites off. They got a good group of cows with them. Those bulls are harder to get, and for a few reasons why. I'm gonna let all these cars go by. So a herd bull, he's not going to want to mess around with these satellite bulls. If these satellite bulls getting close enough, yes, he will defend his herd and fight them off. But if they're coming from a distance, he's just going to get up and move those cows. And that's exactly what happened 2 nights ago. That herd bull heard me challenge bugle. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He took his herds and went down south. That's just how it goes. You don't know. You don't know until you do that bugle to read his temperature. Now, if he comes at you, now that's a hot bull. He's going to fight you. That's your chance to shoot him. If he's going to bounce, he don't want nothing to do with you. He's either worn out, too hot, and exhausted. He's just going to move. He ain't going to freaking mess around with you. So, it's just, it's a live and learn type thing. It's just, you got to learn by mistakes, learn by experiences, learn from other people telling you what they've done and what works for them, and, you know, build your own program. You know, I have my program. I like to be on the move all the time. I'm not a big fan of sitting still. You know, I'll put 10, 15 miles a day on. Joe knows that, you know.
I'm fucking sore. I want to kick your fucking ass.
Hey, yep, you're always wanting to kick my ass.
I'm telling you what.
We're in the woods, man. I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
Yeah,
I
right.
can be up on this mountain. Yep.
Yep.
Until you get into the meadow and you see that big herd bull and you're like, all right, I'll shut up.
I
now.
did. I shut the fuck up, too. Asshole.
That was a good night, man. Just too bad we couldn't connect. Too bad that bull didn't want to come in, and it's just tough. It's just,
Well, just bar out there like that, I got it in the back of my head. It's like, okay, we in a fucking big cat country now.
that's
like, the sun's
that's the year
starting
that
to
me and
dip.
John ran into a cat our first year.
I know, that's why I'm like, shit, here we go. Motherfucker, now it's late at night and everything else. Now, grab them binders. What do they feel like?
Oh, nice.
Good.
You know, now I lost my track of thought.
I'm sorry.
The ADHD started fucking kick in.
Yeah,
Like,
with you, it's 90 some days, buck 80.
Yeah. Jeez. Now I really lost track of thought.
Oh, shit. Welcome to the shit show for a moment.
Well, at least we did have some good bit of knowledge. Is that researcher said that there's not a collared cat within 2 miles.
Right.
Well, how many collared cats have they collared, though?
Well, the thing is, it's just like that cat. Hell, what was it? Earlier in the day, we saw that cat over on the other side of that mountain. I saw it. Yeah.
Now, the big thing you got to worry about is if you're out elk hunting, you got to worry about the younger cats.
I'll step out.
The
You want
youths,
something?
the teens. The teen cats, the younger cats, they're the ones that are like looking to build their territory. So they're going to be out hunting. The older cats, you know, they're not really going to be messing around as much. So that's just how that goes. It's just, you never know. But I'll tell you what we're going to do here.
No,
We're going to stop in this gas station real quick.
No,
We're
go
gonna take
ahead.
a break.
I'll run it. Go ahead.
No.
All right.
We're going to take a break real quick. Here's a message from our sponsors. We definitely want to thank our sponsors out there, Valley Outdoors in Cassadaga, New York, for all of your outdoor fishing, hunting needs. We also want to thank Ahlstrom Schaefer Electrical Corporation. We want to thank Dead Downwind, Tinks, Ramcat Broadheads, Rack 1 Whitetail Systems, Whitetail Forensics Camouflage, and last but definitely not least, Primitive Patriot Outdoors. And welcome back to Bros Before Does. This is your host, the Primitive Patriot, Josh, and you're here with
Smoking Joe.
Smoking Joe. Let me tell you now, like, you know, we all know.
Oh, shit. I was going to grab a pack of rolling paper so I could roll a fucking doobie.
Jesus, and now we know why he's called Smoking Joe.
Fuck. Next door.
Yep. Joe's definitely within his element out here in Colorado. Like, he's been getting some good stuff. We all know this podcast is unfiltered and raw. You're going to hear us talk about drinking, talking about smoking. I don't smoke. Joe does. And, man, he's loving this Colorado weed out here. I'll tell you that.
I can get you to hit a puff it once in a great while. When your back's fucked up.
When my back's messed up, I'll take
Yeah,
a couple hits.
yeah.
Well, a couple nights ago, I was dying, dude. Like, my back was in pain. Took a couple hits, and I don't smoke ever, so that shit knocked me the fuck out.
2-hit wonder, man.
2-hit wonder. I was out
Let me
for the count.
let me tell you what, baby boy. I'll take you on that date anytime. You're the cheapest date when it comes to smoking. I would love it.
Yep.
Now I get home with my wife, man. Let me tell you what, that girl, she smokes just as much as I do, man. But she said she slowed down since I've been gone. I'm like, am I really that stressful to you or something?
You're just a bad influence.
Yeah, that's what she said too. She goes, no, you're just a bad influence because you're always doing it. I'm like, well, I mean, shit.
Yeah, but what's crazy is, like, you're one of them guys that smoke weed and just fucking go.
Right.
You know, so, you know, we're out here in Colorado. Fucking brakes went. Fucking caliper all shot. Joe's on the side of a fucking cliff with the jack up, changed out the rotor, caliper, and brakes. Set him out, smoking a joint, just fucking changing out the brakes.
Then I didn't have a breaker bar and an extension or nothing like that, so I figured out something for a breaker bar cheater pipe. Got the right socket to slide over your end of your ratchet where your handle goes, and if you got the
Definitely
right
a big asset to have
extension-
around, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're trucking behind me, filming and stuff like that, and you're the mechanic, but when it comes to, like, whenever someone needs something, Joe's always the fucking guy that's right there when you need him. You know, it's just...
I get shit done, man.
Joe gets shit done.
Even being a pothead, everybody's like, man, you're a pothead. You smoke that much weed, man. You still just go. I'm like, man, the only reason why I smoke weed is just to chill my hyper mentality out a little bit, but I still got a drive that just don't quit.
Yeah. It's just, it's just how it goes. You know?
Not everybody operates like I do. That's all there is to it.
Oh, excuse us. So, you know, let's get back into the elk hunting stuff. So, you know, this trip's been I've seen a lot of animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, well, my second year out here was really rough too.
What was really awesome in that cow call, that first day we were out, when you wanted me to get acclimated, and I'm like, dude, it's 5:30 in the morning, let's get up. You're like, dude, I thought we were chilling. No. You see this view? Let's go get it, dude. And then when you made that cow call and she called back and I saw them ones moving, you weren't in a bad spot and you couldn't see it, but it was like, oh wow, that was my first cow call I got to hear.
Yeah, that cow.
That was
I think
awesome.
that cow call kind of like...
That was our warning shot.
That was
Let's
a
go,
warning
girls.
shot.
Yeah.
Because, like, as soon as that cow call hit, there was only, 2 cows in the bowl? They were gone. 3 cows.
3 cows in the bowl, yeah.
And from what what the locals have been saying, they've been saying, like, the state DEC said, normally your herds this year are going to be, like, 3 to 5 cows. So seeing that big herd, that was big. You know, seeing seven cows and 2 calves, that herd bowl, like, that was big. Now, a couple years ago, we got into a big freaking herd. You know, that fucking bull had 70 fucking cows. You couldn't get a shot at him because all the cows are around him fucking protecting him. Like, those big herd bulls, he was like a fucking, I'd say he scored at least 350 to between 350 and 400 all day long. No doubt about it. He was a monster bull. You couldn't really ever get a shot. So many cows around him. I don't know what's changed this year. While they're saying that the herds ain't as big, maybe it has something to do with the elk population getting killed during the winter. That was a harsh winter, they said. And that's why they limited all the tags this year.
Yeah, the winter out here really was bad.
Yeah.
They had a lot of snow. I mean, heck, there's still spots up here on the hilltops.
Yeah, there are.
Snow.
There's still snow on some of these mountains over here.
No.
And, you know, crazy to believe it's 89 fucking degrees on the goddamn... What are those horses? Yeah, those are horses.
Simmer down. We're in
almost
population. We're in population.
We're what?
Well, now, that don't mean nothing about being in population, because when we went down to that pot shop, there was a rub torn up on the tree in the parking lot and elk tracks.
Those
right
are
there
what
in
we
the
call
lot.
city elk.
Kind of like
I
everybody's got
wish you
city
could hunt
gear.
bow in the city because, man, you'd pop one every freaking night. Now, they say that down in here at night, you'll see some of the elk. This is private property, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's all
Which
fenced
sucks.
in. Yeah.
Fucking, I've seen elk down in there. Oh, man.
Yeah, this definitely has been one. Dude, our first road trip together in Massachusetts was a blast. It was, but this right here is a whole nother level of.
This is a whole other level. Like I told you, man.
Wow.
This trip's gonna push you to your limits. Me and you are gonna have some, arguments.
It happens.
It's you're living the same person for over 10 days in a tent.
10 by 10 tent.
Smelling each other's ass. I don't know what's worse, elk shit or us.
I don't know. You were right up my ass with that damn camera, and you said you could smell my ass all the way up by the bear.
So that's why we're heading downtown now. We're ripping this podcast on our way to town. It's about oh, excuse me. I'm not smoking. I just swallowed brown the monster.
Good boy.
Shit. It's an hour drive.
Just to town.
Just to town.
Yeah.
And that's from the bottom of Purgatory. That's not from up on top where camp is.
No, that's a 40-minute ride, 30-minute ride.
Yep, it's an hour and a half from our camp just to a town. Just to a town. So we're going down. We're going to go get some showers, get some good food in us, get some beers,
we
chase some does,
We've been eating good. You chasing the does. I'm having me a cold
I'm chasing does. I'm gonna have to break the rule on this one tonight, Joe. Normally bros before does, but tonight, my first time being in Colorado single. I'm chasing a few does. Or some cows, you never know.
Someone's taking one for the team.
Well, I'm not saying that, but it's like...
Pull the pin on the grenade!
I'm not saying that, but like here, there's elk. So they're called cows. Female elk are cows, so I'm chasing either some cows or
you
does.
already know these gosh darn Colorado girls are too hippie-ish for you. A lot of them are.
Most of them are. But when we went to Walmart a couple days ago,
I nudged your shoulder. I'm like, hey, kid.
God.
He's like, whoa!
Oh, man. That was wild. I'm just sitting there like, man, dude, I'm just...
speaking of this podcast...
I felt like I was in Mexico. I was surrounded by tacos.
All right. I'll shut up a minute. Speaking of this podcast, the Bros Before Does, usually us bros are going to bitch about the does stopping us from coming out and having our fun and everything else,
Your doe...
Well, my doe, let me tell you what, has totally got my back supporting every bit of it. She's a little man sick without her man.
Yep. She knocked out. She listened to the whole podcast today at work.
Yeah. Listen to our whole podcast.
Shout out to Shannon out there.
Thank you very much for listening to our podcast and being a good doe and supportive of your buck. I love you dearly for that.
So, I just haven't found the right doe, I guess.
It's coming, kid. It's coming.
It's coming eventually. I'm 33.
I mean,
I've already accepted the fact I'm probably going to be a stepdad.
I mean, you can't be that young dumb stud all the time, and you can looking over here, but yeah, you got something over here. Once in a while, you got to turn your head and look around more.
Yeah.
Open up your eyes a little bit, it'll be all right. Now that you're just that particular man, you want to make sure you got that doe that you're just going to stay with because she's just that loyal.
Yeah, and it's hard for a girl. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the easiest guy to date.
Me neither. That's why my woman loves me so much, and I stay with her.
Me, I'm always doing shit. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? You want to do something this weekend? Sorry, I gotta film a TV show. I gotta film for Lead and Lures. I gotta go freaking film a commercial for Valley Outdoors, or I gotta do this.
This guy hauling ass on his bicycle.
This dude's doing about 60 on a motherfucking bicycle. Holy shit!
Be careful with him. The bridge is thin right here. Be careful, kid. Be careful.
That dude outrunning the Jeep, bro.
Easy.
I'm taking it easy.
I just don't want the poor fella to wipe out in front of us. Holy
You imagine hitting a mosquito?
Look, he's kind of
fucking
shaking
like
a little
60
bit
miles an hour on a bicycle.
How fast are we going?
I'm doing 65.
Dude, he's got to be doing 60.
He's doing at least 40. He's doing at least 4. Holy fuck. These fucking people out here on bicycles are freaking...
extreme.
They're extreme.
We're going down 7% grade. If anybody knows what 7% is, so this is pretty daggone steep.
Yeah, and this dude is on a bike doing about 40 miles an hour. Wow. I mean, that's the life. Then you see these mountain bikers out here on the slopes. They got mountain biking trails, which, it sucks for hunters on the weekend because there's a lot of people up on the hills. They're out mountain biking, but it's public land. It's open to everybody. It's the public's land.
But it's a lot of it.
It's a lot. Come on, bro. This guy in front of me, dude, it's 60. You're from California.
You should know how to drive fast in these mountains.
Exactly. Let's go.
We're New Yorkers and we're hauling ass through the 7% grade.
Yeah.
That's because the brakes are fixed.
That's because the brakes are fixed. Thanks to my brother Joe here.
That was actually kind of cool, actually, doing it on the mountainside. I was like, heck yeah, I'm not in the shop. I got Mother Nature. I ain't got no phone ringing, no one bothering me. It's like, man, this is actually peaceful doing this up on the mountainside.
Yep. So, Colorado, elk hunting.
Difficult but fun.
It's difficult. It's definitely worth it if you can get the time. Try to go with someone that's been out in your area.
That's why I brought you.
This is the first time, man. You didn't even know what the hell was going on.
No, that's why I brought you.
You didn't even know what an aspen tree was.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to be my guide, and I still haven't got nothing yet. I mean,
hey, I got you to the area. You just
no. I almost landed that black bear earlier today. That was close. Man, I'm telling you what, I was shaking so. Oh my goodness, that was close.
Like me, for example. If anybody wants to come elk hunting with me, I can guarantee that you're going to see elk. Guarantee it.
Yes.
The only thing I can't guarantee is you're going to have a clean shot or you're going to be able to shoot that animal. I can guarantee you, though, I will put you on elk. But I can't guarantee that it's going to come within range or nothing like that, Like last night, or 2 nights, what was it, 2 nights ago?
That was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, the herd bowl.
Yep.
If that would have been muzzleloader or rifle season, that would have been a dead elk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, easily shot.
We're in
right
archery,
there.
so 127 yards at a bow, you ain't doing it.
Yeah, there was a breeze, too. There was a good, decent amount of breeze blowing right there, too.
So, I mean, but I told you, I will make sure that you see a herd.
No, you definitely succeeded on that one. Yes, you did.
And the reason we saw that is you don't know where they're at, but in 5 years, I've known these key areas. I know that at a certain time, there's elk moving from their food source and they're down to their bedding areas.
All depends
on the thermal. If you don't know that, then it's going to be difficult for you to hunt out.
That and the thermal makes a big difference.
You have to, you got
to learn the thermals big time.
It don't matter how much you could use scent eliminator. Like with me, I'm sponsored by Dead Downwind. I always use my Dead Downwind.
Oh, that was a good one we did for you.
You still breathe. You still breathe, and your breath will still carry a scent.
Yep.
So you have to play the wind. You have to. That's a key. That's with any hunting. You have to play the wind. And that night was perfect.
Dude, the wind was in our face.
The wind was
Everything
blowing
was
right in our face.
Oh, man, it was
The elk
perfect.
couldn't smell us, but he just did not want to move from that fucking tree.
Asshole.
It was like catnip for a cat. That motherfucker was just rubbing up on his antlers like fucking Japanese back massage with a happy ending. He was just loving life. Rose before nose. Unfiltered and raw.
Oh, shit.
Anywho.
But yeah, the thermals, though, like literally.
You had to play thermals, man.
When you taught me about that thermals, you'd be like, watch, come evening time, watch, then come morning, it does this, and you'll feel the difference. Yeah. And like, no shit, dude.
When that sun comes up, it's going to heat the lower air, the colder air is going to rise up top.
And we're about...
At night, that colder air is going to drop down.
Yeah, and we're about a little above middle way in the mountain. And Josh even told me, he goes, watch, you're going to feel the air change, you ready? And all of a sudden, boom, within 5 minutes, you could feel it change. The wind went from going up to down, and the temperature went down as fast as the wind picked up.
Yep.
And he goes, that's your thermo that's coming down. And then even in the morning, he showed me, he goes, now watch, right about this time, it's going to happen. The sun's poking up just enough right there.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, within 15 minutes, you could feel the temperature and the wind change.
Yep.
From up to down. I was like, wow, that is amazing.
And that's the thing, you got to beat that time. You got that
paper.
You got to beat that time. So you're gonna freaking, if you know the thermals are coming up, and the elk are wanting to be above that, you got to beat them to it, and you got to know where they're gonna be at to beat them to that, so that you're already there waiting to ambush them by the time they get up there.
Hey, you sit here and keep wrapping this real quick. I'm going to get me some paper so Smoking Joe could be smoking.
Smoking Joe's going to the gas station to buy some rolling papers. But for all of our listeners out there, we want to thank you. This is our second podcast. We're going to keep giving you guys tips. This isn't this isn't the podcast that you play for your mom. Unless your mom's unfiltered and raw, then go ahead and let her listen to it. But this is just two guys just chit-chatting either in car rides. We're going to record these podcasts wherever the hell we can when we get time, Like right now, it's an hour drive to fucking town. So we're ripping out a podcast. This is mainly keyed and focused around elk hunting because that's what we're doing right now. It's fresh in our head. We're out here. It's not easy though. It's not easy. So, I could tell you guys all day long different types of advice and tips, but you got to pick out which works for you guys as well. So, if you don't like hiking long distances and stuff like that, maybe finding an area and setting up a stand and just going to your tree stand every single day, and waiting until you get that perfect moment. Me, I love hiking. I like traveling. I'll put 10, 15 miles a day on, searching for elk. And that particular program has worked for me in all of my hunting career. I've shot several bucks. Every single buck has been while I've been moving. I've shot one from a tree stand. But I like to move around, not fast, but very quietly, and spot and stalk pretty much. Same thing with my elk hunting.
Same thing he does at the bar.
Spot and stalking at bars. Yeah, there you go.
Smoking Joe's back. Got papers.
Smoking Joe is back. But yeah, elk hunting, Oh, watch it there, pretty mama. He's coming in fat. Dude, she's about bigger than the fucking car herself.
Dude, she's about ready to eat you like a T-bone steak smothered in onions and mushrooms. Did you see her stare at you like that?
She was like looking at me like I was a snack, but she's like a fucking all-you-can-eat buffet.
Hey, the little rail car. Yeah.
Oh, there's the little rail car. He's fucking cruising on that thing.
Dude, that's why I want to ride around in one.
Shit, you imagine riding around one of those fucking hunting? Look how fast that little fucker's going.
I know.
Holy shit.
What were you yapping about while I was out? I missed him.
I was talking about a different, Joe's just got back in the car. I was kind of talking about different ways, you got to build your own program pretty much.
Right,
is what I was talking about.
Right, definitely.
For example, for me, I like to hike. I like to walk around.
Stalking, hiking, yep.
Some people might not like that. They might have a bad knee, just like you.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. Hey.
So, you might prefer to set up a tree stand and sit in it.
Oh, God, that smells like chicken wings. Oh,
God
my
damn.
God, chicken wing. Oh.
Joe's busting another fucking joint.
Sir.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to be addicted to pot. I know you can't get addicted, but I'm going to be fucking, high just from fucking living with him for the past 10 days. That was a nice ass truck. But nope. Elk hunting, man, it's just I love it.
Hey.
I live for elk hunting. I only get to do it once a year.
I got a bust on you.
What do you got to bust on me for?
Yo, you're like in that cartoon movie with the dogs that hate squirrels and everything else. Now you were sitting there talking about something. That truck just went by. You're like, squirrel!
Squirrel! That was a nice truck, though.
No, it was. I was just busting on you. Carry on.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's hard to talk about elk a lot because, most of our viewers are from our listeners are from Western New York. That's where we're from. And we don't have elk. So, this podcast is kind of for the guys that are wanting to get into it. What do they got to do to be successful elk hunters? If statistics prove that it's 10% of elk hunters are successful. And, I've shot one elk in 5 years. It took me a couple years to get there, but, the first 2 years, do I count that? Yes and no. Those first 2 years for me were more of learning. Learning the terrain, learning where elk are going to be at and all that stuff. That third year is when I got that bull, my first bull. And the stars aligned. I knew where there was a water source. I played the thermals and I went up top before the thermals changed that morning, and I beat that bull to the top of the hill.
That's what we're going to do tomorrow morning.
That's what we're going to work on tomorrow. We're going to try that theory out tomorrow. But that day, boom. From what I've learned in the first 2 years, the third year, it worked out perfectly. The fourth year I came out here, same thing. I played the thermals, got up there early in the morning. I knew where the food source was. I just couldn't get a clean shot. I had that big bull right there, and he was a herd bull. I had him right there, but just could not get him to move to a spot where I can get a clean shot. But I still consider that a successful hunt because I worked him for 2 hours, bugling, challenging him, and I worked him up to that mountain to right where I was at.
Look at the size of that. That'll last the rest of the podcast, huh?
Good Lord, Joe.
Look at the size of that hog leg.
Yeah, a little fucking doobie looks like a freaking toilet paper roll over here. So Joe's loving life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A little bit stressful, a little bit this, but it all around is bitter but sweet for me. I kind of really needed this eye-opener vacation. It's not really vacation, it's business trip vacation / whatever the fuck. Yeah.
There's the Silver Durango train right there, bud.
Yep.
So if you guys ever want to come out to Colorado, either on a hunting trip or just vacation, there's a really cool thing, and it's called the Durango Silverton Railroad. And we're passing it right now. It's an old steam engine. They do all these tours and stuff from Durango to Silverton. Look at that. Isn't that freaking sweet, dude? Look at that. That's freaking awesome.
I'll have to catch it later. I didn't get to catch it.
I'll go up here and pull over so you can get it.
No, it's all right, Bill. You're all right.
I'll go sit on the tracks, let them run me over. Nah, just kidding.
That is pretty
All right,
good.
I'm doing 70, and this dude's up my ass. If
No,
he'll
let
just
him be.
pull my hair.
No, let them be. Don't be getting the speed limits. Yeah, let them. But yeah, definitely there's been a different holy hunting experience, totally. I've never experienced it. It's definitely worth it.
Yep.
I enjoyed every bit of it so far. We still got a few more days left to hang. And
Yep, like I will tell you, if you guys get a chance to go on an elk hunt, someone invites you to go along, definitely go, because it's an experience that, one, you can use to better yourself an outdoorsman.
I would never have it if it wasn't for you.
So, you might get one, you might not. Now, if you have the money and you're going to hire an outfitter to take you out there, go for it. Elk meat is delicious. I would rather come home with an elk than come home empty-handed.
Yes, all day long.
But me, preferably, I just like the whole experience of doing it myself, man. Going out there and looking for signs and spotting and stalking and try to work yourself into a herd. It's just a different experience when you do it yourself, because then when you get that bull, you go, I did this all on my own. I mean, I got my brother here, so he's going to be helping me pack it out when we get one. If we get one. Hopefully, I hope my brother gets his bear tag filled.
Oh, dude, it was
Dude,
almost
it was so
there
close today. But it's just, I recommend doing it. Go once in your life, go on an elk hunt. Hopefully you get one. If you can go with someone that knows elk hunting, hey, me. If I go next year, I'm gonna put a post on my Facebook. Hey, if you're interested in going, apply. I'm only gonna take one person though. I'm not taking a group. I'm only taking one person. But I can guarantee you that I will get you on an elk.
Okay, I'll go again. You said one person.
I just can't guarantee that it's going to present itself with a shot. Like I know exactly where the key areas are. We've seen 3 bulls. We've seen how many cows now? We've seen 1, 2,
3. I
three.
see 3.
That
Then
3.
plus
So we've seen over 10 cows.
Yes.
Dude, the amount of mule deer that we've seen out here, though, holy shit. We've seen some pretty big mule deer.
No, I woke up to a mule deer in our kitchen tent.
Yeah, you got a video of it.
And I literally, the second time I went out there, I had to smack her in the nose. She literally was that close to me. I smacked her in the doggone nose to get out of my cooking tent.
Yeah, this doe was like right in our kitchen tent, sniffing the pots and pans. I was like, that's fucking wild, man.
She hung around for a while that day.
She did. She was just eating grass by her freaking fire pit. It was like, wow.
Just comfy. She was a friendly
But you gotta think, where we're camping, there's usually people there camping, so I would think those mule deer are used to it. I don't know. Because, probably. On the slopes, they're used to them. On the ski slopes on the other side of the mountain range. But elk, you ain't gonna do that with an elk. You ain't waking up with an elk in your tent. I think you're freaking tell you that. But anyway, we're gonna close this podcast up, guys. Definitely want to thank you guys for listening. It's just me and my brother shooting the shit, talking about different topics. Today's topic was on elk hunting. I hope you guys got some information out that might either push you toward going on an elk hunt, or maybe giving you a tip on focusing on key areas. Whatever we decide when we do topics, just remember, it's unfiltered and raw. Joe's probably going to smoke a doobie during the podcast.
You're fucking right, I'm gonna. Or at least hurry up and get the paper I can.
And that's why I drive. Just the phone's sitting in the dashboard, I record, and we're recording this. I'm driving, Joe's smoking. Colorado, it's legal, so why not? So, that's it. You know, we'll definitely see you guys next time. Thanks for supporting us.
Absolutely. Thank
Definitely
you very much.
Yep, definitely follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors.
Like, follow, and share, please.
Yep,
That's all we ask. Like, follow, and share, please.
We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're on TikTok, but not as much just because it's TikTok.
Their platform sucks when it comes to the outdoor life, people.
Yep.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
And then we're channel 716 on
the
Roku
Roku.
TV, and the TV show is called Lead and Lures. So definitely check us out. You know, we thank you all for the support. Keep us going by sharing, liking it, and we'll see you guys next time, or you'll hear us next time. Catch you guys later.